watching The 7 from WATE 6 on your side.
Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories right now. And topping the list, sad news out of Blount County tonight. The sheriff's office confirms a 7-year-old died after a tree fell on a home in Townsend. It happened this morning. The girl was in bed when the tree fell. Deputies responded around 8:15 this morning near the Great Smoky Mountain National Park entrance. We are told the rest of the family is safe tonight. It all happened on Townsend Drive. Now, we've learned the Red Cross is helping the family. Next here on the Big 7, another story we're watching for you. 2 people died yesterday in Gatlinburg when a truck ran off the road while going around a curve. The wreck happened on Wiley Oakley Drive. That road is a winding back road that connects the Gatlinburg Welcome Center along the spur with Ski Mountain Road. Now, the victims have been identified as 22-year-old Matthew Lee Hines and 20-year-old Ava Mae Freeman from Georgia. According to THP, their truck was going around a curve and then ran off the road. It hit an embankment and overturned onto the driver's side. According to the report, neither was wearing a seatbelt. Troopers say Gatlinburg police are investigating the cause of their deaths. Next here on the Big 7, we are learning more out of the White Pine area after the Jefferson County Sheriff says 3 people were shot at a pilot travel center. Now, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation was called in to help White Pine Police and the Sheriff's Office. The pilot is located in the 3600 block of Roy Messer Highway. Now, what you're looking at here is some video of the scene. White Pine Police now confirming 1 person is dead, 2 injured in the shooting. We're still working to learn more about what led up to the shots fired. Of course, we'll keep you updated on WATE 6 on your side. Next up, 2.5 weeks after the deadly plane crash at the Alcoa Amazon site, we are getting now to hear the 911 calls that help to paint the picture of what happened. Now, the single-engine plane, a Cirrus SR-22, crashed near the Alcoa Highway and Pellissippi Parkway intersection north of McGee-Tyson Airport. This happening on December 16th. Air traffic to McGee-Tyson was temporarily shut down, forcing other aircraft to be diverted to nearby airports. Air traffic control can be heard on scanner recordings responding to an incident 2 miles from the approach end of the airport. We also now have access to part of those 911 calls describing the scene to dispatch. Take a listen.
Blount County 911, where's your emergency? 1014.
I just called about the plane crash. We got 1 guy that's hurt, burnt really, really bad. Right now, there's 1 in the plane. We do not know if he's alive or dead.
There is still 1 in the plane, and then the pilot is out and burned. Is that the only people we know of?
I don't know. That's the only people we know of.
Okay.
He's burnt severely.
Okay. I've got help on the way. Thank you so much, sir.
Charles Schneider, the CEO of a Denver-based company called MyGo Flight, died in the crash. As for a cause, the NTSB says its investigation will take 12 to 24 months to complete. Next here at the Big 7, right now thousands are without power in Sevier County. Help is on the way, but a lot of work is needed to turn the lights back on. Several inches of snow came down in Sevier County early in the morning. The Sevier County Electric System General Manager says it was a storm similar to the blizzard of '93 and last Christmas. Several issues caused power to go out. The biggest problem, downed trees. Crews try to prevent this outcome, but they can only trim so many trees back, and the fix after this storm is tough because they have so many down lines near the substations.
Once you enter Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, just that little bit of change in elevation is the biggest thing that brings these type of storms to us.
Full picture of the outage until those are fixed, but crews are working on that tonight. They have more coming in tomorrow morning. People without power might be facing, though, a couple of very cold nights, so they should plan accordingly to stay warm. Next to the Big 7, the U.S. is expanding COVID-19 boosters as it confronts now the Omicron surge, with the FDA now allowing extra Pfizer shots for children as young as 12. Boosters already are recommended for everyone 16 and older, and today federal regulators decided they are also warranted for 12 to 15-year-olds once enough time has passed since their last dose. However, approval is still needed from the CDC, which is expected to come Wednesday. Also, the FDA is saying everyone eligible for a Pfizer booster can get one as early as 5 months after their last dose rather than 6 months. Now, this comes as COVID cases skyrocket across the country and some schools taking more precautions in the new year. As a matter of fact, Atlanta public schools are going remote temporarily, along with Cleveland, Milwaukee, and Newark, New Jersey. But in New York City, about 1 million students are expected to be back in person with new COVID safety measures there. Dr. Fauci says he supports keeping kids in classrooms as much as possible.
I plead with parents to please seriously consider vaccinating your children wearing masks in the school setting, doing test-to-stay approaches when children get infected. I think all of those things put together, it's safe enough to get those kids back to school.
Cases skyrocketing more than 200% in the past 2 weeks. Now more than 400,000 cases reported a day nationwide, more than ever before. And there's growing concern for children. Last week, the nation's seeing a 66% increase in pediatric hospitalizations because of COVID-like symptoms. And back here at home, here is how much COVID-19 is spreading around Knox County. These are the stats from the County Health Department's first update of the new year, and the first since Thursday of last week. The new positivity rate is 28.74%. That means nearly 29% of the COVID tests taken are coming back as positive right now. It's a level we haven't seen here since December of 2020. Rounding out the Big Seven for you, Maryville College alum is being applauded now for her bravery. 2015 graduate Ashley Ferris now works for the Lakewood Police Department in Colorado. A week ago today, she stopped the gunman who killed 5 people during a shooting rampage that happened there. Her courage comes as no surprise to those that knew her. In fact, when she was a senior, she mentioned her goal after graduation was to find a way to make a difference.
She was always asking questions, always asking good questions, in many ways elevating the level of conversation in the class for everybody. So she was really a joy to have in class.
A week ago, Ferris responded to a Colorado mass shooting. The suspect even shot her in the stomach, but from the ground, Ferris fired back, shooting and killing the gunman. Her agency says the violent tragedy could have been even worse had she not intervened.
It didn't surprise me that Ashley possesses that quality of courage. But it's always surprising on a national news event that somebody that shows up in the midst of it.
The last update from the Lakewood Police Department came just before the start of the new year. It said Ferris was still in a Colorado hospital with her family by her side. They were asking for privacy while she recovered.